Hotep, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to our ancestors. As always, giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my father, my in-laws, and your ancestors, as well as mine, that they may continue to guide us and stand behind us while we fight for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. Today I want to talk to you, chop it up about some serious issues. One serious issue that I want to discuss is about the weather condition that took place yesterday. Last night in D.C., as a result of this inclement bad weather, 9 brothers and sisters froze to death on the streets of Washington, D.C. last night. Literally froze to death, stiff, dead last night. As a result of being on the street, as a result of the high homeless population in Washington, D.C. that they don't tell you all about. See, these devils want you to have the impression that Washington, D.C. is the nation's capital, and that the closer we are to the White House and the Capitol and all these federal, judicial, and presidential dwellings, that everybody in D.C. is living up to a medium or high standard in all the communities. And that's a damn lie. Washington, D.C. has one of the highest homeless population among black men and women in the country, in the world. 38,000 of our brothers and sisters sleep on the streets of Washington, D.C. every night, year round. A great majority of them sleep directly on the White House, at the White House gates, on the concrete. Where they are so wounded, bitten by rats, bitten by possums, pecked on by birds. Some walk around because they don't, they fear being bitten by rats. So they walk around till they are completely exhausted to the point where they literally just fall down and get rest. And whatever happens during the course of time that they are asleep, they have no control over. The hospitals, we have homeless brothers and sisters coming in there for tetanus shots, for being bit by these sewer rats, these swamp rats. Each and every night in Washington, D.C. And now, like I explained to y'all before, that even when a black person is deceased, white supremacy still has their hands on them, because those 9 people that perished as a result of this inclement weather last night, right now, after they thaw out, their organs will be removed from them. Bone marrow will be removed. And in some instances, their brains will be taken out of their head. They will be replaced with newspaper and sink pipes to give the impression that they are intact, to make them appear that they are intact. And if nobody claims the bodies after that procedure is performed, then they throw the bodies away. It's just like unclaimed items that's in the dry cleaners. After a certain amount, after 30 days, they throw it away, they discard it, or they sell it. But in most cases, they discard the bodies. So, all that stuff about, helping and, and doing things to help our people. Because my plea is not to this goddamn cracker. My plea and my concerns and my issues are with the people that look like me, that are millionaires, some billionaires, that allow these situations to take place. And that's the self-hatred that we have among each other. We refuse to let go of the self-hatred, which is a result of post-traumatic slavery, slave syndrome, that's been passed down in our DNA, the self-hatred, the crabs in the barrel mentality, the I gotta get mine, I got mine, you gotta get yours mentality. And you can ride around in a limo or a Hummer with a chauffeur, a butler, and a maid, and ride literally over your brothers and sisters who are laying on concrete, that haven't eaten a decent home-cooked meal, in some instances, years. That they depend on the scraps that are in the trash cans in these city streets for a meal. I've seen it. I know what it feels like. But do you know what it feels like when the sun goes down and you have no place to lay your head? Every door is closed. And you don't have to be a drug addict or have burned any type of bridges to be in that situation. It could be because people just want to be selfish. And, and to you punk motherfuckers and you hoes, that have more than one house, and the house you have multiple bedrooms, and you don't have any children, you're not married, 40 and 50 vehicles, and hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, that refuse to help your people out. And don't think, because I'm not dependent on any karmatic consequences to come to these niggas that are so selfish and so ignorant and so dumb and stupid and so non-educated. But it may come a time where things get so tight, people will just literally run in your house and take your food and beat you to death, or take your life for not participating into the uplifting of your people. It's sad. It's a sad situation. It's nasty. I despise those who are able to help, who are able to provide meals and go out there and feed these people. It doesn't make no difference whether they're on drugs or whether they have severe mental health issues, because all black people have some level of mental health damage based on post-traumatic slavery. Some cases are just more severe than others. Don't think that because you work at a good plantation, you have a little money saved up, you have a nice big house, and it appears that you are intact family-wise, that you don't have any mental health issues, because you do. You're just a functioning mental health client based on post-traumatic slave syndrome. Because we would like to think that we got everything in order, that it's everybody around us that's fucked up, but it's not us. And that's a sign of insanity. When you think that everybody on the planet is insane with the exception of you. And that's pure insanity. You know, we have to wake up. We have to start helping people. We got to help our brothers and sisters. Don't nobody want to hear nothing about consciousness, no type of religion on anything when they're hungry, when there's no results of what you're telling them. They can see no benefits of investing their energy and spirit into what you're talking about. Whether it's black consciousness, Nation of Islam, Moor, Science, Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, Hebrew Israelite, it doesn't matter. If they don't see any type of results, then they're not going to get down like that. You know, 2018 is coming, which is not the real year, but for the sake of understanding, I'll just say 2018. You know, for some it may be a lot of prosperity, maybe a lot of floodgates open up for some of the people who have suffered in recent years, that have not given up the fight of liberation and salvation. It may be some breakthroughs coming for you brothers and sisters. And I ask and I pray that the ancestors, that the Creator bless those who have made sacrifices to help their people and have received no benefits from their efforts. And for those who have hundreds of millions of dollars, which most of you athletes and entertainers, you got that money from your fans. People who invested in you, that bought your CDs, bought your movies, pay hundreds of dollars in tickets to go see you play. Yet you literally shit on those people. But you grin in this devil's face. You have an overwhelming fear and love for this goddamn cracker. I don't give a fuck what you say. You love him beyond measure, but you fear him because you are afraid to be yourself and speak about who you really are in the presence of any of them motherfucking devils. But you have no problem killing somebody that looks like you. You have no problem stepping to somebody that looks like you. You have no problem disowning your family. You have no problem discrediting your significant other. You have no problem putting the priests and these preachers and these pastors in front of your husband. That's the self-hatred, that you all are dealing with. And now I'm getting ready to discuss something that's some filth that has taken place in the last couple of days. Now, what is this situation and this thing that's out where these athletes and entertainers are laying up with other men disguised as women? Kevin Durant's brother is caught on tape having sex with another man disguised as a woman. Now, I watched about a minute of it because I'm not into porn. I don't look at no other man's genitals and all that shit going into a woman and all that. But this was a man with the wig on. And, this is not the first time that brother has engaged in that act. Based on the fact of how comfortable he was and How could he get aroused in an erection for another man? But see, I grew up around them. Now, Kevin Durant is more a little hardcore than his brother. You know, but their mother had several boyfriends. You know, they didn't show all this shit in the movie. But I'm telling you some raw shit. You know, mother had several boyfriends, and I believe that the son, Kevin's brother, was tampered with by one of her boyfriends. You know, because you don't engage in no shit like that. And he didn't know he was being taped because he was so comfortable engaging in that homosexual act. And Blake Griffin, he grabbed his trainer's head, you know, and put it between his legs. And Dwight Howard, y'all already know, he grabbed the guy's penis twice. You know, so, you know, and what is this thing with these trannies? These men disguised as women. Eddie Murphy got down like that. Mace got down like that a couple of times. Ja Rule got down like that. He was caught. His hairdresser was a man. And he was caught in the act with him. Funkmaster Flex. He was caught twice. You know, let me clear my throat. Yeah, I bet you he probably needed flushed. And Mr. C, radio personality, he was caught. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised of the ones who have those tendencies. Odell Beckham, you know, T.O., Isaiah Thomas, the one that plays for Cleveland. When he was with the Celtics, I did a video on that, and you can check it and check it out. He did a cover for ESPN magazine, butt naked around a whole bunch of white motherfucking faggots and predators posing as photographers and cameramen with a basketball over his genitals. You know, Ojo Cinco. You know, Young Thug, Chingy, Nelly. You know, it's a whole array of them, and that's not including those who have not been caught yet, because Birdman and all that, Lil Wayne, that crew. You know, a lot of them. Instead of them just coming straight out of the closet and reveal who they really are. You know, they would rather, you know, because that's what they're paid for, to sell that filth and try to encourage and influence our babies that type of shit is okay. And it's not. That shit is not okay. That type of shit was forbidden in the black community at one time. You know, how can we continue to give these motherfucking faggots passes? And then they go home and infect their